Joining us now live on scene is our correspondent, Tal Heinrich, who's now outside the Israeli consulate. Tal, can you tell us what is it like on the scene? What's happening there?
Shelby, we arrived here about an hour ago, and what we've seen is enhanced security presence around the block, and also, as you can see just over my shoulder, some security guards securing the entrance to the consulate itself. We've seen people coming out of the building. The staff has been evacuated from the area. At first, the consulate itself, the Israeli diplomatic mission to New York, was under shutdown for about an hour, so the staff was ordered to stay inside the building, and then when we came here, as I said, about an hour ago, people were not able to go inside, and they evacuated the entire staff. We can also see here some NYPD vehicles, some emergency service vehicles as well. We didn't get an official statement from the spokeswoman of the consulate. She only told us that the situation, as you mentioned before, is still being examined. All we know is that today, Friday morning, this letter has been received here containing a threat against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's is about to visit New York City over this weekend and remain here to address the General Assembly of the United Nations on Monday, as well as meet with President Donald Trump. And this letter also contained the white powder that you've mentioned. And of course, this raises the question whether it's anthrax or not. The timing, Shelby, is also quite interesting because, as we remember, back in 2001, the anthrax threat occurred when it was about 1 week after the September 11 attacks. And this week, New York City commemorated 16 years after these events.
Well, Tal, as you said, Netanyahu is due in New York to meet with President Trump and to speak at the UN. Can you give us some context? What is his visit going to be about? And is it going to be changed by this new threat?
So Netanyahu just concluded his 6-day visit to Latin America. He's about to arrive here in New York, and over the weekend, from what we know, Netanyahu is about to meet with some leaders from various Jewish organizations. And on Monday, as we mentioned, he will address the UN General Assembly, probably to talk once again, raise the concerns revolving the Iran deal that he still opposes, the one that was signed in 2015. Netanyahu believes that it still enables Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon, so this will probably be the main issue that Netanyahu will raise during his speech. And then he is set to meet with President Donald Trump on Monday. As we know, also Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas will be here, and he is slated to meet with President Donald Trump on Wednesday. Shelby, one more thing that I would like to mention regarding the security situation here around the consulate is that we have to remember that this is Friday, and the Jewish weekend, as we know, it starts on a Friday. So it means that the building here itself is not supposed to be so busy around this time of the day. Of course, it was on shutdown, but it wasn't as busy as always.
Thank you so much, Tal, for these updates.